Hello again, my little creatures of the night. I'm Fox, any pronouns, and it's time to look at Treehouse of Horror 18. Once again, a Halloween special that aired in November. We start off with Marge addressing the audience and decorating jack-o'-lantern cupcakes that frankly, I want to make now. And then she gets fed up at corner promotions for other shows and gruesomely takes care of them. A great way to start off the episode. Our first segment is E.T. Go Home. Referencing, obviously, the iconic Spielberg movie, E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Our alien here is played by Kodos, who is here peacefully, and not at all to conquer Earth. Bart finds him in the shed.
You hit me in my 700 testicles.
Bart and Lisa help him gather items so he can phone home. Simple things like uranium and body bags. And the secret locations of the missile defense facilities.
They were in yesterday's New York Times.
The government finds out about Kodos and chase him and Bart. Kodos finally reveals that, yeah, he's here for murdering purposes. And he's really crafting a space portal. Thankfully, the military and Homer in a helicopter find them and put a stop to the invasion. It's nice to see Kay and Kodos playing more of an active role in one of these tree houses. I also like the horror twist to a childhood classic like E.T. Of course, there was way more goof than gore, but a pretty enjoyable segment nonetheless. I'd give it a solid B. Next up is Mr. and Mrs. Simpson. A non-horror parody of a non-horror movie. Much like the movie, here Marge and Homer are spies, who don't realize the other is one too. They both are charged with killing the same target, and when one manages to do it first, they get into a long-distance scuffle that leads to them fighting at home. But then Marge kills a cop, which turns them on, and they have hot spy sex on his corpse. This was mildly entertaining, a couple of chuckles here and there. I enjoyed the Martini Tower of Blood. Otherwise, lackluster and, I know I harp on this point a lot, but not at all horror or Halloween related. Finally, we have Heck House. It's Halloween, and after a curmudgeonly old woman spits at them instead of giving them treats, it looks like their only option is some tricks.
Trick or treat isn't just some phrase you chant mindlessly like the Lord's Prayer. It's an oral contract.
So they attack her with water balloons. It doesn't stop there, as they cause even more Halloween mischief around town. Mostly the boys. Either way, Lisa's part of it, and dragged into Ned Flanders' plan to scare them straight. Have you ever heard of hell houses? They're like regular haunted house attractions, except it's religious propaganda depicting sinners being tormented in hell. Very fascinating, not my scene. Anyway, Ned turns the church into one. He tries so hard, but at every turn the kids just laugh and mock the performances.
Please, Lord, grant me the power to psychologically torture them into loving you.
So Ned turns into a buff devil and sends the kids to hell, where he forces them to watch images of people committing the 7 deadly sins and suffering for it. There is some great imagery here, and around hell in general. Okay, this was a pretty fun one, even if I'm not big into the whole hell and heaven deal. And the laughs were on point, we had some great lines, all around delightful. I'll say it's the best segment of this bunch. I gotta say, I'm so happy for Lisa to get an outfit that's not feminist, nerdy, or culturally appropriative. We've seen that once or twice before, and it's nice to see again. And that's it for this episode. Join me next time for Treehouse of Horror 19. Thanks for joining my lucid screaming.